Hello people, I'm back. Today I want to talk to you about the second book in Laini Taylor's Daughters of Smoke and Bone trilogy, Taste of Blood and Starlight. I'm still trying. To like the saga more than what I like right now. It's not that I don't like the story is good, I'm having a good time reading it, but I'm not feeling that attached to the characters or to the whole story in general. There's a lot of information to process. Both main characters annoy me at some point, but it's still good enough for me. I had a good time reading it. Now I'm making this video to share my thoughts on this. If you have not read this book, you should leave this video now because I don't want to spoil you. It's worth a shot. It's worth trying it, and maybe you will like it more than I like it. Go and then come back once you've read it and we can discuss it together. First thing that happens, Akiva and his siblings, they are fighting after the whole argument that they had in Prague about Karu and how he picked her. I like how even them being angels, they have this real relationship as siblings, and you can see that fighting is actually part of the healing process after an argument. They are in the end siblings, and they are the only family that they have, even though they have I don't know how many more siblings or half siblings. We don't know where the hell Karu is. Last time I read about her, she was going through this portal with Razgud and they were going to go to the Chimera world, but everything was destroyed. Turns out they're in the human world. They're in this huge castle in the middle of nowhere. And now she's a new resurrectionist in the Chimeras. And this whole story of angels and chimeras, I'm rooting for the humans, Susanna and Mick. Those two are just awesome, and I would like to know more of them. The emails that Susanna sends to Karu, those were very nice and interesting to read. Even though she's being sarcastic and sassy, you can see the pain behind those emails, and I like that. That was probably what caused me the biggest feels in the whole book. I'm really trying to get all the feelings and emotions that I'm supposed to have. I'm really trying, but I just can't tap into those emotions. For a moment, for a second, for a chapter maybe, I thought that Diego, who I was both surprised and not that he was there, I thought that we could trust him. Of course, I was wrong. I cannot trust that white wolf. What the hell's wrong with you, white wolf? He's such an hypocrite. 10, that is also part wolf, but not the same parts of wolf that he has. I have to say I like the character of 10. I can see 10 as a chimera version of Bellatrix Lestrange that is like the first lieutenant of the main villain, following the orders blindly. I'm thinking that 10 has a crush on Thiago. That's a theory that I have. I could be wrong, but from my perspective, it's pretty obvious that she has a crush on Thiago. Also because Thiago is described as a very attractive chimera guy, so I guess that makes sense. It turns out that now all the bodies that Karu is making are getting wings. That's cool. I know that the chimeras have like different species, and each species has the different animal parts combined with human parts and everything. But since the first book, I wonder why not at least all the soldiers would get wings from their first resurrection. I mean, it would be a great advantage. And from Akiva's POV, we know that angels are being killed. For a moment, I thought the new chimeras that were getting new wings were using angel wings, which apparently is not the case. They're using any other animal wings. Oh, other characters that I'm also intrigued about and that I want to see more are these two girls that are part deer, I think. Sveva and Sarasol, these two sisters that were running and they were trapped and now are running with the help of another chimera that is like a predator chimera. I want to know more of that story. I would like to know more about the different species of chimera. It's only mentioned that chimeras have different species and that they, of course, they all look different. I would like to have a book with all the species of chimera and what they look like. Anyway, Mick and Susanna got to this sandcastle. First thing I thought, how the hell did they get there? I suppose that they asked their parents for money to go to the desert. They have a very good role in the whole story, helping Karu, creating new bodies and everything, but how the hell did they get there? What I'm liking about these two characters, they are human in this whole world of angels and chimeras. Everything about them is so natural and so logical as a human being. They simply appear in the middle of the desert. That just makes no sense at all. After that, they have a very nice storyline and they being together and their relationship and how they helped Karu. These are badass teenagers. They learned to become invisible. They learned magic in like hours. We go from Akiva's point of view to Karu's point of view. I was not very pleased by that. I like that we have both point of views because it's interesting to have both stories. But I had a little hard time going through both point of views. I would have liked that in the name of the chapters, we would have had a hint or something to know whose point of view we were reading from. Both have very similar way of describing things and everything. I cannot differentiate very quickly from both point of views. In Akiva's side of the story, they are plotting to kill Jael. They enter and they use magic to glamour their swords. That was my favorite part in the whole Akiva storyline. But then, of course, everything comes with a price. Hassel is dead. I know since I read the first book that one of Akiva's siblings was going to die. And although I was sad that he died, I was not exactly mourning him. But I like Lyra's reaction after his death, showing her emotions. I'm gonna miss Hassel because he was the fun of the three and he was a soldier, he was a fighter, but he also had other ways to get things done. I would have liked to know more of Lyra's and Hassel background story and also to see them without Akiva, without being Akiva's sidekicks. When they take Hassel's body to Karoo to resurrect him, I had hope and then it was crushed. But that's on me, that's all my fault, that always happens to me. That's something that I'm working on, I swear. Then we have Sirius. He's a soldier, but he has never been resurrected. The scene when he faces the angels and they force him to eat the ashes and then he comes back, I thought, I was sure that those souls were lost. He got them back and also managed to go back. I understand the sentimentalism in Karoo, they're from the same species and everything, but he's gonna be fighting angels, and those things they have in their hands when they're resurrected, they affect angels. Then why don't you get those things in your hands? Why don't you get the eye tattoo in your hands so you can fight angels? That'll be good for you. I was upset at Karoo when I thought that she had actually brought back Viago. But no. It was series, so it was fine. It was an awesome plan, I have to say. It was one of the few parts in the whole book where I was immersed in the story. Isa's back. When she was going to resurrect someone from the thing that Akiva gave her, I didn't know it was going to be her, but I was hoping it was her because bringing Brimstone back was just going to fix everything. And then what? I didn't know it was going to be Isa, but I was hoping that it was Isa, and it was Isa. Susanna's reaction when they bring her back to life.
Stop looking at her boobs.
What? I'm not.
Well, I am. They're perfect. Good job, Karoo.
Again, Mika and Susanna are my favorite characters in this whole story. It's Susanna, Mick, Hassel, who's dead now, and then Isa, secondary characters, but they are my favorite ones. I have more fun reading about them than about Karoo or Akiva, or Karoo and Akiva, or Madrigal, whatever. I liked that in the end, Karoo says that she doesn't have to be with Akiva or with Siri because she has a job to do. Things need to be done, and there's no time for her to have a boyfriend. She don't need no man by her side to get things done. That is power, and I like that. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to read the third book. It's not my next book in line, but I'm gonna read it. That's all I have to say for today. If you like this video, you can leave a comment, hit the thumbs up button, share the video, and subscribe. I don't have a schedule of how often I upload videos, but I try to make them regularly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.